Hi. Before I begin going through this second set of tutorials for Unity, um, I'll just say I've encountered so many problems with coding this that it's just left me very frustrated. And I started it yesterday, so it's been 2 days total. Um, but sorry if I can't explain everything very thoroughly. Um, most of the frustration and focus that I put into this was just copying and trying to understand his scripts. And yeah, I'll just get into it. So let's see. The first thing is the torch prefab. So basically, um, with this torch script, I had to tell it to go to the hand socket object um, upon pickup. And let's see if I can try to explain this. So I think I remember I had to go to the third person controller, go to his individual body parts, and eventually go to his wrist. So I went all the way here, and so on his wrist, or his hand, is where we started, and then I pressed F to um, kind of zone in on there, and then I did game object new or create empty, and that's how I created the hand socket originally. Um, and so the torch is supposed to travel to the hand socket. Um, it's been a while since I did the torch scripting, and also you'll notice that. Um, hold on just a second. So I originally recorded myself playing through about the first third or half of the tutorial, where I would pick up the torch and be able to light it by going over to the fire. But I completely deleted the tutorial on purpose because I could not and still could not get my pressure plate or puzzle logic to go on top of the puzzle logic object or the puzzle controller. So that's an actual kind of object, the puzzle controller, and I could not, like, it would not let me put the puzzle logic on the puzzle controller, and I couldn't figure out why. So I just thought that I should load up their scripts and see if that would even work in the first place. And at this point, I'm just going to play through the game and show you. This is all using their scripts, and everything is connected. So I can pick up the torch and light it, and I can drop it. And this is about how far I got last night. So I was able to do all of that, um, but whenever I would go over here last night from my video that I recorded, that I accidentally deleted along with the whole tutorial files, I could not place it on this sort of holder, and so I was trying to figure that out. But anyways, see at this point, now it doesn't go up at all. So there must be something wrong with the scripting and the animating. But so that's using their own scripts, their own animations. Um, so moving on, this is what I recorded from today. So this was when I was getting all the switches ready, the pressure plates, that is. So I created all these different switches. Um, I made sure that the box collider was big enough, so whenever you step in the box collider, that's supposed to trigger the animation for the plate to go down. Um, and basically, this was getting ready for the puzzle logic. And so here, look at all those warnings. Um, yeah, I was trying to, let's see, puzzle logic. Yeah, so at this point, I was putting in parentheses and adding, um, this is what I did earlier for, or except for flipped. The original pressure plate script, I put a parentheses original, and then I created my own. But then now for testing purposes, I am using their own original script, and I have mine in parentheses mine. Um, let's see. So yeah, this is basically just me kind of showing that I have the script made. Now, with the whole entire tutorial, I would retype all his script because I was trying to understand it, and he explained some of it, but it's still very confusing. And the fact that he didn't go over any syntax or how to make the C++ programming, I felt very left in the dark for pretty much everything. Um, so I understand like here that um, the key and inner key, I think that has to do with like the key to like finishing the puzzle. So like this is like the 4 different plates and kind of dealing with the order that they have to be entered in order for the puzzle to work. Um, I wanted to think that the reason why all these errors were coming up was because my naming was different because like I was using um, possibly a different name for the switches, but they, I mean, they were all using the same names from the original script, so there shouldn't have been any problems there. But I have no idea. Um, next photo. Um, let's see. Oh, so here I was trying to make the puzzle controller. And just showing that I had everything written out. Um, let's see. Yeah, it's really hard for me to try to explain everything that's going on. I think this had to do with, well, obviously it is pressed. That's like the button being pressed. Um, I think this, I mean, obviously it has to do with the puzzle logic, but I'm sorry, it's all kind of a blur at this point. Just the I think it's just so frustrating that I haven't really learned much, in all honesty. Um, let's see. Pressure plate. So here I was writing out the pressure plate um, code, and of course for these first few images I didn't have the original with mine side by side, which you'll probably suspect that I just copied and pasted what they wrote, but I did not. Like I said earlier, I renamed them. Um, of course, a few minutes ago I named them back to the original. Anyways, um, so that was me just trying to get the pressure plate working. Okay, here I have side by side. So this is the original script in parentheses, like I did. I made the change. And then this is what I wrote. So, and there are errors. I think there were some errors going on, but you'll see that there aren't. I don't think there's any changes. Like I don't know why that's underlined red. Um, like most of the time I wouldn't have any spelling errors. I had to email my programming friend about an error once, and he basically just said it was a capitalization error, so that fixed that. Um, and that was last night. But yeah, you'll see that it's all the same. But even whenever I would put it in, it wouldn't work. Um, this is all the puzzle logic I'm referring to, and so this is really the going to put the puzzle logic onto the puzzle controller. So this is right after I dragged puzzle logic that I wrote. This is what they had. I clicked and dragged it on top, and then this is all the errors that would come up. So yeah, I have no idea what this means. I have no idea what this means. I'm not gonna even begin to tackle all that. I mean, it looks like all these are kind of the same sort of error, but basically I couldn't even attach my puzzle logic script to the puzzle controller. It would not work. So those are all my screenshots that I took along the way, at least for today. All the animation wasn't too bad. I can try to show you the door animation, although I'm not sure if I deleted that. And I think, okay, so here's the animation. Let's see if I can show you it. Okay, so that works. This is pretty easy to set up. Basically, I grouped everything together under a door empty game object, and then I had 30 samples. It's all 1 second long, and then I stretched over to 1 second, and then I moved all the doors up and down, left and right. So that was pretty easy. Like, that worked. But just for the sake of testing this, I'm using their animation. Let's see. Yeah, so really, all my problems just really came around the puzzle logic. And for whatever reason, I could never get the pressure plate animations to work. Like, I could never go over a pressure plate and have it work. Of course, I don't think I'm even allowed to move them at this point because this torch has to, well, be lit, go over to here, and just... It's supposed to go up, but it's not going up. And that's just not working right. Anyways, that's all. This makes me want to look up some simpler tutorials for scripting in Unity. But yeah, overall, I just feel very confused and frustrated over the whole thing. So I'll see you later.